Crowd's starting to pick up. Hi, everybody. Welcome to downtown Hingham, Massachusetts for the 66th Annual 4th of July Parade 2024. I'm Brian Sullivan alongside Elizabeth Dings. You may have seen both of us on Harbor Media's local channels, Comcast 1072 and Verizon 2131. For example, I showcased the people and places in town as the host of Give Me the Good News Hingham. I also did a 5-episode series called 5 Days in Hingham. Elizabeth Dings is a resident and longtime producer and host of History Abode and recently produced 2 Screen Guild comedies entitled Pickleball for Hingham's local viewers. You can watch these programs and more on Harbor Media's Video on Demand. To learn more, visit www.harbormedia.org. Elizabeth, this is our first time behind this desk here.
Yes.
But, you know, this is definitely not your first parade that you've attended.
Right. So I actually grew up in Hingham, so I've been coming to this parade for many, many moons.
I love it.
And Hingham's known for its spirited celebration with floats, marching bands, and lots of red, white, and blue. It's expected to be a festive celebration complete with over 80 floats, marching bands, and they'll all process down Main Street complete with a freshly painted red, white, and blue center stripes.
Which haven't been there the whole time. You know, for people who don't know, this is a relatively new thing within the past, I think, 14 years. 2010 is when they put those in. Want to remind folks this broadcast is brought to you by our community partners, AZ Studios, South Shore Conservatory, and Sport Tobin taking a toke. We are Harbor Media, Hingham's community media center. Say that 10 times fast.
You can tune in live on Harbor Media's hyper-local channels, Comcast 1072 and Verizon 2131. You can also watch by going to www.harbormedia.org. And we are right here in the heart of downtown Hingham on Main Street. And the weather's nice. It's like nice and sunny, not too hot.
I got to tell you, for a little while there, the clouds rolled in. I thought, oh, man, are we going to get rain? And then they cleared out because they heard you were coming. They saw that white outfit. They said, all right, the sunshine is here. Let's do it. So it's pretty exciting. The streets are all lined up with all kinds of people here. And, boy, it's an exciting event. We want to thank our parade sponsors as well. And there's just so many of them this year.
So many. We're lucky to have so many. A lot of people think that the parade is funded by the town, but actually it's the parade committee. It's a group of passionate people, and they get together and they raise funds. They have sponsors and they sell buttons, and that's how the parade's put on.
No kidding. So from what I understand, the first parade that they had was in 1827.
Correct.
But they didn't form the committee until 1992. So they went a full 165 years. There's that quick math I was talking about before they said, all right, I know we've got a 165-year track record, but we need a committee to put this thing together.
Yes, exactly.
So what does something like this mean, you know, to the town, for the kids, for the adults, as somebody who's from here?
I think the kids love it. The adults love it even more. And it's a great tradition, and Hingham certainly loves its parade. In fact, this year's motto is, we love our parade.
And why not?
There you go.
So one of the traditions is the road race that they have to kick things off, which you actually took part in.
I did. I ran this morning. I've been running the road race since I've been 11 years old. So that's quite a while. But
so 10 years? Wow, that's
approximately. That's good math.
I told you, the quick math I'm good at. We do have the winners from this morning's race, and one of them is from Hingham, so that's pretty cool. It was Christina Campbell who finished in at 26:42.1.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
And the other guy was from Brighton. I'm sure he's a good guy, not from Hingham. Good guy named Mike Durkin, 26-year-old Mike Durkin, finishing in at 22:27.
Wow, that's excellent. Uncle Sam's coming down now, and that is George Ford. In order to be Uncle Sam, you must have gray hair, be a grandparent, and an active senior citizen of the town of Hingham.
What? You can't just be some kid from the local, you know, local theater group. This is actually George Ford's last year, so he's going to go out with a bang.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some grays, but I don't think I could pull it off as as Uncle Sam, and this guy's been doing an awesome job. Whoever takes it over in the next couple of years, big shoes to fill.
True.
He's been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
And I hear sirens, but I don't see them. But that's a surefire sign that the parade is on its way. People are psyched. You know what I love about this? This is that Norman Rockwell of Norman Rockwell feels going on right now. Everybody lining the streets, just enjoying the moment.
It certainly does look like that, yes.
Doesn't it?
And here comes the Hingham Police Department. David Jones is our police chief. They do a great job.
Yeah, this is a big deal. I love it. This is actually, and I've mentioned this a few times today, and I'll mention it again, this is my first parade ever.
This is your first parade ever?
Ever in my life. I've never been to a parade before.
Well,
I've heard great things.
welcome.
I've heard good things, though. And here comes Uncle Sam doing his swan song.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's a great outfit.
You know, you got to stay in pretty good shape to stay in an outfit like that.
I agree.
Good on him. He's taking care of himself. That's why he keeps doing it.
And
Is
here
this
comes the red Mustang.
Was that the color guard that just passed through as well?
Do we have Chief David Jones in there?
Blowing kisses, as it were. So is that the whole parade? Just a bunch of police cars coming? And who's in the passenger seat with that flowery hat?
David Jones is our chief of police, and he is driving by now.
Making his way down the procession.
What a beautiful day.
I was just reading my mind. You couldn't have asked for more perfect
It's like
weather.
Perfect.
Somebody
parade
turned
day.
on a giant fan and blew all those clouds away, which is why we got such blue skies right now. This is fantastic. Again, want to thank the crew for putting this together, controlling the weather, and making it all pop off the screen. You guys are doing an awesome job back there. Thank you all so much. Kaylee as well for jumping in at the last second. Oh my gosh, the fire truck is finally fixing that flag, which has been a
the big
visual
flag.
bugaboo for the past 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, that's some hero of the day stuff going on right there.
Do you know the fire department answers over 2,000 calls every year?
No
in
way.
Hingham? Yeah.
In Hingham.
Yes.
And I bet they're not all fires.
Maybe not.
All right, this is kind of the moment we've all been waiting for.
It is. Yes.
When they came and fixed the flag. Do you remember the summer of 24 when the fire department fixed
Yeah.
All right.
It's very symbolic.
Being on the fire department is no baloney. They have to do so many things, so many requirements, so many certifications to get onto the fire department. And the one here in town is certainly one to be, if you're a member of this fire department,
Oh, now
you got
it's
some bragging
perfect.
rights.
That's great.
And they just fixed the flag and it looks
Oh,
fantastic.
pretty. Such a 4th of July moment.
You know, I even like this little breeze. I was afraid it was going to be boiling hot for a second there.
I know it.
Someone is smiling upon us for this. This is a very comfortable setup that we've got here, and I think everybody's having a good time so far.
For sure.
So you made a couple of movies about pickleball.
I
and
did.
I saw one of them, and it was a hoot. I thought it was a riot, and it's so funny. All you ladies stole the show, and it was great to see young women playing pickleball. So now I'm like, oh, maybe I am old enough to play pickleball. If women younger than me can play it, then a guy my age can play it. But all the ladies in the film, you all did such great work, but there was one person in there that stole the show, and he's been cracking me up my whole life, and I'm so glad you put him in there. It was Steve Sweeney.
Yeah,
oh my
funny.
God, is he? He must have been keeping you guys in stitches.
He's quite quiet on set. He really is.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know, he used to do this comedy routine about this, you know, as a Catholic priest, reading the Our Father, but he would read it like he was doing a horse race. Oh my God, he was so. As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my God, is that Steve Sweeney? And it's like, try to find a bad movie that he's been in, even though he had this much of a role in it. But you ladies did a great job. Talk to me about, you know, what goes into a production like that, because it looked seamless to watch it.
Right.
But I'm sure.
There's a lot of pre-production and post-production, and then we filmed that one in a day. Just one day.
No way.
So it was a lot of work that one day.
But do you feel like, you know, your vision really kind of...
Yes, and the second one's fun, too, if you can watch that one. Here come the fire trucks.
This is the ladder truck. If the ladder truck shows up at your place, you're probably in big trouble. So it's nice to see you driving down the street with the little one right from the back.
It's cute. Here comes the Fidelity banner. They're always big sponsors, very generous to the parade committee.
I used to have an IRA through Fidelity. I did a whole bunch of, a couple of jobs I had. I remember investing through Fidelity, and they were awesome to work with. It was very interactive and super helpful. They were always there when I had any questions. And I have tons of questions because I have no idea what I'm doing with money. And they do.
They do. It's true.
And look at this wonderful, is that a lab? That looks like a yellow lab.
Yeah, he's cute. And here come the New Hampshire pipes, which reminds us not everyone's from Hingham in the parade, but it's nice to have the New Hampshire pipes.
We like our friends in
and
north of
drums,
Massachusetts.
pipes and drums.
Yeah, this was always my dad's favorite part. He always liked the fife and drum. Maybe it's because we're as Irish as patio furniture, so we like the sound. It's almost tough not to get emotional hearing this. I love this music so much.
Next up is the Hingham Militia.
Elected officials.
Oh, it's our elected officials. Joe Machino, Patrick O'Connor, Mrs. Falvey, Carol Falvey, Bill Ramsey, Liz Klein, and Joe Fisher. And we are very lucky. We have the best elected officials in Hingham.
No kidding.
Yes. Joe Machino is wonderful. So is Patrick O'Connor.
Oh, here comes the Hingham Militia. And this group always does such a great job. I've been to the Battle of Grape Island for the past 2 years, and every time they put together a wonderful group of people, and they do such a great display, and it's always so great to see how many kids and their parents show up to watch it. And even this past year, it was kind of rainy and crappy out, and people still showed up. It's about an hour long, and the kids get a kick out of it, and the parents love the history. It's just so neat.
It's an interesting history. They thought the redcoats were coming in, and
yeah,
it's It's really, what was it, a farmer?
And it was farmers, it was kids, and there's like, not on my watch. And there's only so many. What did they say? It was about like 3% of the population.
Beautiful uniforms.
Now this one says Eknalubma, but if you look in your rear view mirror, it's an ambulance.
That's right. Now we've got the Grand Marshal.
Do you ever see yourself becoming the Grand Marshal of this here parade? You've been to enough
I think
of
it would probably be you before it would be me. It's Scott McMillan this year. That's a great honor. And right behind Scott McMillan, we have the Hingham veterans.
All right. And you can see the kids running out to the street to grab the shells. Marching in formation. Great job, fellas.
Veteran of the Year, Janine Shinek.
If you go to Town Hall and you see the list of the names of veterans who served in the armed services here from Hingham, it's very extensive.
And here we have the Veteran of the Year. And I believe it's Janine Shinek. Shinecki.
Sinecki.
Oh, here she is.
Oh, this is
Okay,
her
yes.
in the drop top. This is the day to be driving a convertible car, is it not? And the place to be doing it.
That's a great honor to be Veteran of the Year.
Absolutely. So when we left off, I was telling you about my experience enjoying the first pickleball, the movie.
Right.
But there's a follow-up that I still haven't gotten around to seeing.
Now that's even, I like the second one better.
Okay.
So try to see it. I think it's on today at 1:30 or 2:30 or video on demand, and it's called Pickleball Death in the Kitchen.
All right, so for people who don't know what death in the kitchen means, talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old.
Okay, so a pickleball court is similar to a tennis court, but the front part of it is called a kitchen.
And that's the part that's not split. It's just the big open.
Correct.
So you've got the two rectangles
the two
in the back.
squares
Okay.
behind it, yes.
So the part that's right in front of the net is
Right.
known as the kitchen.
Correct.
Does anybody do any cooking in that kitchen?
Never.
Why do they call it the kitchen then?
That's a good question. So it's a murder mystery comedy, and it's worth it. That one's a little longer. It's 13 minutes, and it's really worth it.
It's amazing how long it takes to edit 13 minutes.
You better believe it.
I'm telling you, I found out the hard way this past year. I'm like, oh man, it's been a long time since I've done a long form piece. And coming up this way, we've got the Crusaders Band. I hear the drums. I'm starting to get a feel for this parade thing. We should have more parades more often. It brings a lot of people out. It gets people together. All right, maybe one every like 3 months. It's a lot of work to put these things together. And I'm not saying we need to cover a parade every 3 months. I will attend a parade every 3 months. The Crusaders Senior Drum and Bugle Corps out of Boston, Mass. They sound good. Ghostbuster Mobile coming up this way.
I love the antique cars. It's the best part.
So when you were a kid, was that the thing?
For me, yes, for sure. Oh, it's a Cadillac. That's an old ambulance Cadillac.
We got the youth hockey making their way down as well.
All right. They're the champions 2023 and 2024.
They take their hockey pretty seriously around here.
Yeah, for sure they do.
You know, that's Massachusetts in general. I went to school with a bunch of hockey players, and wherever they're from, they take pride in their hockey team, and that's certainly the case here in Hingham.
And that's the girls' hockey team.
All right. Good to see girls playing hockey and winning it. Nice job.
Good job. Okay, we've got the SNAP program.
Which is a great program, by the way.
The SNAP program is Special Needs Adaptive. It's a great program. And the beautiful, beautiful Clydesdale horses. That may be my favorite.
Wait a sec, it's not the cars, it's the Clydesdales?
No, it's the Clydesdales.
Playing Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Gorgeous.
Wow, those are enormous horses.
Hobby Knoll Stables in Duxbury. All right, so what's your favorite part of the parade so far?
It's hard to say. I really enjoyed seeing the veterans come through. That was nice because they're not kids. You know, they weren't youngsters,
No.
and they look like they're staying in great shape. They're marching in formation and still proud of what they've done. I love it. That was fantastic. But just overall, this has been a really fun experience. You're nice and easy to work with.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
I've been told I'm not easy to work with. And
people have said that about me, too.
so Brian does not work well with
others.
Yeah, sometimes that's a good thing, because then you only have yourself to blame when you...
True.
It's like whenever I put something together, it's like I have my own vision as to how it's going to be, and then I set it up from square zero until it's finally done. I wouldn't really want to have anybody else along the way, you know, doing the editing, doing the sound, or any of that stuff. That
you
way,
like to do all of that?
I do it all.
I think editing
Jump Street.
is torture.
It can be, but you really look forward to just getting it over with. Once you drop in that final piece of B-roll and you put in that last title.
Okay, here we come. Roma Band.
I hear them.
They sound amazing.
Just think of the amount of practice these guys have to put in. Sounds jazzy.
Sure. We've got a lot of trumpets.
Down in Yawlins with this one. When I was a kid and I got my first guitar, the first song that they taught me was When the Saints Go Marching In. And that's what made me not want to play guitar anymore, because it was only on one string. I'm like, this is so boring.
Too boring.
I want to play like Hendrix. I'm 10 years old.
So that was it for your guitar?
No, I picked it up again at age 34. New
Nice.
Year's Day, 2009.
And here we have the football state champs.
All right. These are some young youngsters.
So cute.
Some with caps on backwards, some no hats, some hats, carrying the flags, carrying the banner.
Bay State
They
Youth
couldn't be
League.
prouder. And here comes Coach telling them to step back, slow it down. Do they ever stop coaching? Never.
I think they've had it.
Well, they're fast. They're used to running.
Yes, that's true.
They can't march at a slow pace. These kids run all over the field.
Doing a great job.
Kid's got the eye black on, like he's about to take the field right after this. The giant inflatable football. Here we go, the float. It looks so real. And here's the trophy. Nice job, guys.
Congratulations, that's wonderful.
But when they win that young, then they just have to keep winning. Now they got a
yes,
taste for it, and
It's true.
anything less than first place is going to be disappointment for them. But that's awesome. This downtown is one of the nicest downtowns. It's so New England.
It is.
When you think of old school New England style, this is it. Don't ever change.
I want to thank AZ Studio for letting us wire up and use their electricity and set up our tent right here. That's nice of them.
Oh, you know what they say? Go there for the cut and color, stay for the artwork and the atmosphere.
True.
They are wonderful. They've been
Very generous.
super generous, and they've helped me out in whenever I've needed like a story to cover. She'll send me a text like, hey, this is going on. This is going. Do you want to cover this? Then I run it by Michelle. Next thing you know, we got a story. So they've been an awesome community partner.
Nice. Here comes the Friends of South Shore Country Club.
Oh, this is just their friends. This is the friends of the. These are the ones that they invite to come out to the country club, but they won't let them be members. I'm kidding.
And the South Shore Country Club is great, working with the kids of the swim team, and they'll have the pool ready soon enough. It's also a great place to eat. They have the Greenside Grill.
Okay. I see somebody holding up a sign for the Snug. Give
Another
a little
nice
give a little
place.
plug to the Snug Irish Pub, which was featured in one of my segments about places to go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Nice.
And who do we have coming up here? Somebody waving a flag with a nice yellow hat on. Definitely a New Orleans jazzy feel going on this afternoon. Is it afternoon yet, or is it still morning? I think it's still morning. 11:07, as it were.
Oh, we've got the Hinghamite of the year.
And it was Bob Curley this year.
Congratulations to Bob.
It was his time. I spoke with a woman from the Hingham Anchor, and she was telling me about Bob Curley. He just sounds like a great all-around guy here in town and just really loves it.
Here's one that's a kid's favorite, the unicycle. He can juggle and ride on that unicycle
Hey,
simultaneously.
no pressure,
I know.
right? Just a crowd of 1,000 people watching you ride a single-wheeled thing.
There he
Yeah.
goes. Whoa. Just when you think he's going to fall, he does not fall.
A touch of the circus has made its way down the procession. I love it.
He comes back.
Now, if he does a backflip, I'll flip my lid. That was
That was
cool.
amazing. That was amazing. That was your first car, wasn't it, a Model T?
Yeah, it was. That actually used to fit over the Sagamore Bridge getting back to the cave, and now forget about it.
Wow, that's pretty.
That classic Aruga.
I think that's your suitcase too, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm going to see the world.
And then the rumble seat. 1931 rumble seat. That's a cool car.
Okay, what is a rumble seat?
The rumble seat has a seat that pops up in the back,
Okay,
or it goes down. So that's why they call it a rumble seat.
because it rumbles.
Yeah, I thought you would know that.
I'm not. You know more about this stuff than I do. You're the expert. You're my go-to. I'm just the guy who cracks stupid jokes that aren't very funny.
Here's the Commission on Disabilities and the button winner,
Oh, the button winner.
Gabriella.
You've got your button on this
I
year.
do. Oh, it's Maria. Hi, Maria. She does a great job. Maria O'Laughlin, David O'Laughlin, and Hannah O'Laughlin.
Great job, Gabriella.
Oh, Gabriella.
We love our parade. That is the theme
Yes,
this year.
and I love the button. So pretty.
And you said you were going to sing that song, I Love a Parade.
I am going to sing it. Here comes the Garden Club of Hingham. They just had an amazing tour. I think they had 12 houses on the tour. It did rain that day, but the gardens were gorgeous.
I've been to one of those. I forget where it was, but that is so cool, the amount of work people put into their gardens.
This antique car looks beautiful. I think that's called an Old Woody. It's kind of like a beach car. And then you get the Mercedes.
Because it's made of wood.
Yes.
See? Huh? The
You're
wheels
catching
get
on.
The
You're
wheels
catching
get
on.
turning up there.
I think that's an 1980s 450 SL Mercedes.
Look at you knowing your convertible two-seater, two-door Mercedes.
And here's the Garden Club. They do an amazing job.
Yeah, we're going to have to meet up with that garden club and put together a nice little feature story for the channel.
And they sell Christmas wreaths right before Christmas, which is
Okay.
nice.
Maybe
They're beautiful.
maybe that's where I met them. This is the 7th Regiment Drum and Bugle Corps from New London, Connecticut.
And I think Anne-Marie from Notre Dame is here, the president, and she's going to step.
Nice catch. With the color guard. Everybody looking good. Where are you going? What, are you leaving me? How are you? No, we'll talk. Yeah, it'll be you and I talking. Tell me your name. Emery. Keneally. Emery what? Oh my God. That's like 20 names.
Irish.
Irish is patio furniture.
Okay.
Can we
And
hear
what-
each other?
Yes. What's your name?
Sullivan.
Sullivan. Brian Sullivan. Nice
It's
to
an
meet
old
you.
Italian name. All right. So now we've been joined by Anne-Marie Lynch Keneally. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And you are with?
Notre Dame Academy in Hingham.
Okay, so what are you guys doing here? You just wanted to show up and hang out with me?
Yes. We're so excited to participate in the town of Hingham's parade. Notre Dame Academy's been here on Main Street for a very long time. We're 170 years old this year, and super excited and to participate in this parade. In particular, I'm a Hingham resident. I'm a graduate of Notre Dame Academy. My daughters went to NDA. My mom taught there, and now I'm very proud to be leading this amazing institution for girls.
So what? Yeah. So this is an all-girls school, yes?
It's an all-girls Catholic school right here on 1073 Main Street.
What is so special about this school? Because you went there, your kids went there. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's an incredible school that builds a sisterhood of young women who are given the opportunity. We say we inspire hearts, minds, and voices. We give girls the opportunity to learn how to lead, to sort of test themselves, to really participate in athletics, rigorous academic program, clubs, theater. And in doing so, the girls have a real sense of belonging, a real sense of support, and that just builds confidence so that when they graduate, when they're seniors, they're really ready to go out into the world and make a difference, which really is the mission of the school, to really recognize God's goodness, be God's goodness, and get out there and do some positive things for this world.
I love the sound of it.
Yes.
All right, so for an outsider like me, I'll admit I'm an outsider, but I love this town. Is this K through 12? Is this 7 through 12? Is this 6? Tell me about that.
It's 7 through 12, and we have a very distinctive middle school program, very interdisciplinary, very focused on shaping, informing, and giving girls an opportunity to develop their values and preparing them for high school. Very rigorous and distinctive high school program as well.
We're going to wrap things up right now. I want to tell you, why was it so important for you to be involved in this year's parade?
Well, this year in particular, I want to say that we're celebrating 2 state championships. We're celebrating our lacrosse team winning 3 years in a row the Division II championship, and our soccer team won the Division II state championship as well. We have an award-winning visual and performing arts program, and we wanted to celebrate that because we're part of the fabric of this town. We're excited about being here and celebrating Hingham.
I want you to do me a big favor. Have a great rest of your day, and I want to thank you so much for
thank
swinging
you.
in.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
What's that? I've waited my whole life to have a mariachi band play for me, and they've never done it. Have you ever been at a Mexican restaurant where the mariachi band comes up and plays for you? I've only seen it in movies.
I feel like I've only seen it in movies.
And now it's happened to me.
Yes.
It was pretty cool. And they played La Bamba. Can't go wrong with La Bamba.
That was fun.
Summer of 1987, we drove across the country to Iowa, and that was when La Bamba, the movie, came out.
Oh,
so
no way.
we heard that song, I think, 10,000 times just on one way out there.
We've got a spooky float here.
Who are these
I think it's a St. John's haunted house. Oh, that's great. Not so spooky, haunted house.
And she's singing. All are welcome.
That's a great float.
I hear the sound of marching band.
More marching bands.
It's not a parade without a good marching band. And I believe we've got the Notre Dame float on its way. That was really nice of Anne-Marie to stop in. Sounds like they've got a great program over there.
They do.
And maybe I'm a bit biased, but it's nice to talk to a nice woman of Irish heritage. I am biased.
Here comes the still walker.
Hey, no pressure, no pressure. See, that's the beauty of these guys. They make it seem like they're screwing up, but they're not screwing up. It's all part of the show.
And here comes Best in Parade. It looks like this is the float winner, Notre Dame Academy.
Have you ever marched in the parade yourself?
I was in the parade with my boys when they were on the crew team. I was a volunteer on their float.
That crew was some hard work, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Hingham has a fabulous program. That's such a pretty float.
The ladies from Notre Dame Academy, wonderful float, sunflowers, singing God Bless America. Dream, believe, achieve, lead.
Now we have the Veteran Services of Cohasset. Nice. We love your pets. That's their motto.
Oh,
It's veterinary services.
okay,
Small town, big
veterinary.
house. 143 veterinary services.
Small town, big hearts.
And so many cute
Right?
dogs.
Who doesn't love dogs? You want to win people over?
Oh, and they're all dressed up. Troopers.
Nice fancy looking Mustang coming down. All right. Is this a mid-'80s model of Corvette, would you say?
Possibly.
Maybe 1986, 85?
I think so. Maybe even a little sooner than that.
That was when they went for that changed look, a lot more sleek looking.
That's true. That's true.
They used to have those big curves over the wheel wells.
I know. The old James Bond style. Hingham High School wrestling.
The wrestlers doing some backflips. Very impressive. Not the guys to pick a fight with.
No.
But you know, if you do get in a fight, they'll just pin you until you and count you out.
True.
We didn't have a wrestling team in high school, but I used to love doing wrestling in gym class, and it's always nice to finish it up. You finish on top, nobody gets hurt,
Right.
and you just knew you won.
Now we have the Little League.
That's 4th of July for you, is Little League.
I know.
Who doesn't remember playing Little League?
Yeah.
Like, I think if I had to remember anything about 4th of July, there's always a game. It was always hot. and you,
Yeah, it was always
look forward to the ice cream after the game, but only if you won. Some nice looking uniforms on these kids.
I know. Cute. Hingham Civic Music is coming up next.
Did you ever play anything?
Trumpet.
Get out.
I did play the trumpet.
That is not easy. They
I
make it look
loved
easy.
it.
Do you still play every once in a while?
No.
You got to get back into it.
Well. I think they fired me.
No.
I got thrown out of trumpet
I'm
school.
looking for a trumpet player for my band.
I'll look for my trumpet. Oh, foot Footloose for the Hingham Civic Music Theater. How cute. Bob Shatler.
Oh, we got to do a shout out for our friend Bob.
Yes. And his wife
To
Eileen.
Eileen.
The Center for the Active.
That looks like the Historical Society golf cart.
It is.
It is.
And this looks like Eileen. And her husband's Bob. Bob is going through chemo, so we want to say hello to him.
It might not be a classic car, but these new Broncos are looking kind of beefy.
Right. That's for the Allerton House of Hingham.
I hear the drums. Who do we have coming?
It's definitely the Redcoats.
It's one of those self-playing drums, Brian. No, it's not. The Redcoats, they've got some nerve showing up at our event, don't they? You know, you march down this pathway with that flag, you're just asking for a tomato, aren't you?
Beautiful uniforms.
Tip of the cap to everybody marching today because they are marching in formation and looking good.
Yes, for sure. And here we have the Massachusetts Battery.
Now that was my
That's
first
awesome.
car, right here.
A Cannon? A Cannon was your first car.
A Cannon.
That's awesome.
Well, that's how it got propelled.
Yes.
And then whatever
yeah.
momentum I had after that.
Here comes the Old Colony Highlanders. Always a classic.
Yeah, something about the bagpipes brings a tear to my eye. I love it.
It's a nice tradition.
And that's how they know what kind of scotch it is, if it came from the Highland or the Lowland.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Wasn't that a movie, too? The Highlander?
Yes.
Sean Connery was in it, and they lived forever.
Sounds about right. The Hingham Arena. Looking forward to what they have this year. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it may not be known for its beaches here in Hingham, but they do know it for the marina.
Yes,
and
for
people
sure.
love to sail and boat in this town for sure.
100%.
You ever do any boating yourself?
Yes, yeah. We had a very similar boat, a regulator. My husband was very much into fishing for tuna. Both sons loved it too.
Fishing for tuna, that's no baloney.
I know.
Those are big fish.
That's a great boat, the regulator.
No kidding. Look at the size of that engine.
Exactly. So here comes the Buffalo Marching Band.
They're not actual buffaloes.
They're not?
Nope, they look like people to me.
Okay.
And not out of Buffalo, New York. They are from Buffalo, Minnesota.
Wow.
All the way, they're coming all the way to our town here in Hingham to show off their skills. Again, hats off to everybody for the practice that they put in to sound so good today.
They're amazing. Here come the Boy Scouts. Time-old tradition. They do a lot of work. They collect Christmas trees after Christmas. For $10, they'll take away your old Christmas tree. Which is it's a great program. They're so cute.
I remember the kids coming to school with their uniforms, and the day they had, like a jamboree or something like that, they'd have to, or even if it was just the night that they all met up that day in school, they came in either wearing their tan uniforms or their blue uniforms, depending on which one they were in. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts.
Yes.
I actually went to school with a kid who became an Eagle Scout.
I know. I was going to say, Chris Sullivan, our neighbor, became an Eagle Scout. It's quite an honor.
Yeah, he was in, I think, maybe 8th grade when he became an Eagle Scout.
Wow,
it was a big deal. Maybe it was 9th, but yeah.
We've got some more antique cars here.
The first and only hybrid paintbrush technology.
Sounds amazing.
Doing some painting right now. I could use anything to help me out.
And now here comes the Company Theater. I believe this year their production was Kickin' Boots? Kinky Boots.
Kinky Boots.
Nice. What a great float.
And this is right up your alley. You are Screen Actors Guild. So.
True.
August 18th. Tickets available at companytheater.com.
All right, tickets available. The Company Theater. That's a great theater.
Not sure who these folks are, but I see a lot of wagons and kids and flags. And are they supposed to be here? Who are these people?
It's a good question. I think they just love the 4th of July.
I usually do that in road races. I'll put on some shorts and a shirt. I'll cover myself with water so it looks like I'm sweating. And I jump in right around like the last quarter mile.
It's perfect.
I see a pretty fancy looking old truck coming down the way. Might this be? This reminds me of Back to the Future when the campaign truck is driving around. Re-elect Mayor Goldie
Oh, it's
Wilson.
the Williams. It's the Williams oil truck. This truck has been in the parade for ages. I think they've been in business for over 100 years, and we love the Hingham Williams oil truck.
Who doesn't?
It's a tradition.
I don't believe it was in the 1827 parade, but
No,
somewhere
not that truck.
not too long after.
Bioheat, renewable energy.
Since 1919, I was close.
I was close, yes.
That was the year that the White Sox threw the World Series.
Is that right?
Yep,
That's
the
a good memory.
1919 Black Sox scandal. They lost to a much lesser Cincinnati Reds team, thanks to some gamblers who convinced a few players to throw the game. Oh, actually, the whole series. Although Shoeless Joe Jackson batted like .368 for the whole series.
Wow.
Even though he supposedly got paid off. So that's the big.
So you have a good memory. Here comes the Bear Cove Museum. Who doesn't love the Bear Cove Museum? Beautiful horses.
The town formerly known as Bear Cove, correct?
Yes, yes. Hingham was originally named Bear Cove. And when it was first founded, it was part of, Cohasset was part of Scituate.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Cohasset was part of Hingham. And our executive director, Michelle Balconi, her parents came over from, not her parents, but her ancestors came over from Hingham, England on the second boat, the Discipline.
Wow.
Yeah, so she has ties to Hingham, Massachusetts, from Hingham, England.
Chock full of all kinds of tidbits.
Now, this is the Bear Cove Museum, the
All right.
fire museum. They have an old fire truck.
I see. Who doesn't love the old fire trucks? I hear bells. I want to hear some honking horns too. There we go. Sirens. Now, we saw that big modern day ladder truck come through earlier, and if that shows up at your house, you're in trouble. I think if this one shows up at your house, you're in even worse trouble.
Wow, they keep the trucks really well maintained. And look at all the old hats.
The old hats, the lanterns on the side. That is
It's
beautiful.
amazing. Engine company number 2.
Not to be outdone. I mean, it appears to still be in working order.
I agree.
And this is Electrify Hingham. We spoke with them earlier this morning, driving an electric truck.
Nice.
Lots of charging stations going up all around town here. This looks like another electric vehicle. And the bucket truck. The day is not complete without the bucket truck coming through.
Everybody loves Hingham Light. If your electricity goes down, they're there within moments, and then you get your electricity back faster than you'd imagine.
You know, I could have used them a couple of years ago. One snowstorm and my neighborhood got wiped out for like a week.
Right, right. Not in Hingham.
And then I found out where I was on the grid. I was like, well, you're kind of like low priority. And that's when I cried. And my tears froze because it was so cold.
It was so cold.
I hear a little Yankee Doodle Dandy coming down the way.
Oh, good. Here comes the DARE program. It's to keep children educated, not to do drugs, and Officer Ramsey, Bill Ramsey, and Officer Ford are involved with that.
DARE has been around for such a long time.
It's a great program.
It's such a great program.
Both my children went through it. And I believe they have a show on Harbor Media. Officer Ramsey. It's good work they do.
They're going to have to introduce mobile devices into that list of drugs they got to keep kids away from.
Exactly. Well, here's my old-time favorite, the Hingham crew team.
So
Both
you did crew yourself?
No,
right?
well, I took lessons, but both my boys were on the team, and for all 4 years, I was on the board of directors for 8 years, and it's 100% parent volunteers. That's how it's run, and they have over 100 children on the team. We used to host pasta parties at my home, and it was fun. The kids, nicest kids in the world.
Yep.
Great program, hardworking. Can't say enough about it.
And they've got such a great location to do it too.
They do, but they have they're up against the elements.
That's what makes it so good, though.
Right, yeah.
You know, if you can beat these elements here in New England, it's no joke.
Yeah. Oh, they have great T-shirts this year too. The Hingham crew team.
The Colonial Pipers making their way down the procession. All trying to outdo each other. Now, it all sounds very similar, but it's all beautiful. Oh, they got a little guy leading the way. Look at that.
Great outfits they have.
Oh, they got some tall pipers out there, too. Holy mackerel.
And drums. And here comes the Goldfish School.
So what do you know about the Goldfish School?
I don't know as much about it as you do. They have an adorable mascot.
It looks like a goldfish.
It's a swim school. That is so cute.
Now, were you a strong swimmer yourself?
I was a lifeguard and a swimming instructor. How about you?
A simple yes. Yep, it's funny. I swam in school. I still swim now. But, you know, it's funny. Like, I'll go down and try to swim against the current. And holy mackerel, like, we've got a creek that comes in. And it is so much work. I'm like, how did I do this 30 plus years ago? We've got the softball team coming down right now.
So cute.
Did you also play softball?
I did. My dad was a coach.
So you're just an overall superstar from this town.
No,
Yes.
I don't think so.
How lucky am I to get paired up with Hingham's greatest superstar today? Thank you again for joining me. I'm glad
Thank
you've
you.
been my co-host today. This has been a lot of fun.
This is the youth hockey right after the softball team. It's another very popular sport in Hingham. And they were the conference champions. Oh, they have a great float.
Yeah. Look at that, it's a big hockey net. Conference champs.
The last page. Road Soda, that's a cute band.
You know he was just playing? He was playing. There we go. Now I know that one.
Okay, and here comes the committee that made this whole parade possible, and it's the parade committee. They raise the funds, they do all the work, they select the button, they do all the fundraising. So a big thank you to the parade committee.
Making this town proud for over 30 years. The Kickin' Brass Band. Say that 10 times fast. That could have been you with your trumpet.
I know, I should have stuck with it.
I'm not saying they got dressed up for the occasion, but they sound great.
They do.
Great for outdoor parties, but if you've got a small, enclosed space, maybe you don't want them as your
That'll
house
be
band.
fun. No, I think that'd be fun. Thank you to our parade sponsors, that's for sure. So tell me about your show, 5 Days in Hingham.
It was a lot of work. It was an idea that I had. I came up with it back in October, and I found out sometime in mid-December that I got it, and then started the first week of January in 2024 and wrapped things all up in maybe the second week of April. And
It's a great show.
well, I'm glad you watched it. Yeah, feel free to check it out. 5 Days in Hingham? Is that
Yes.
it? I don't even know the name.
It's great. You can watch it on video on demand.
I've moved on.
Well, from all of us from Harbor Media, we'd like to say thank you and congratulations to the Hingham 4th of July Parade Committee for an outstanding job to the community and special, meaningful celebration.
We'd also like to thank our community partner, AZ Studio, right behind us for their support in enabling the crew to go live this year, as well as the various volunteers that helped this week to prepare for this event. And Harbor Media community supporters, AZ Studio for the live coverage support, Sport Tobin taking a toke, South Shore Conservatory. We sure hope you enjoyed it. And remember to tune in to Comcast 1072 Verizon 2131 for encore performances of the parade, as well as more hyper local programming.